Hey everyone, welcome to the Awesome Deck. Hope we're all awesome as always. And we are here at the heart of the Resistance Control Center with this problematic white guy. I wanted to get a video out today since it's been a few minutes since I've gotten the last one out. I unfortunately had some technical issues and some personal things come up that kind of got in the way. And put out or recorded a video that just didn't really hold weight with me when I got done recording it. So I took a little bit of time to kind of refocus and kind of just clear my head. All that talk about, the World Economic Forum, the United Nations, and how they're conspiring with the Rockefeller Foundation to infiltrate the gaming industry is really bleak stuff. And unfortunately, does not seem to be something that a lot of people have too much of an interest in. Not that I'm going to give up. I just needed to take a little bit of a breather and collect myself before I dive back into that deep, deep rabbit hole. There is also a lot of information currently about community managers being obviously corrupt and stuck in their ideology and just kind of being very, zealous in their want to remove men from the gaming industry, especially pale white guys like this dude right here, which is kind of hilarious, but it's not going to be the focus of today's video. I did just want to kind of touch on it, though, because it is a current event. And I know a lot of people are concerned what this means for Helldivers 2 with their community manager. And I would honestly say that, this issue is much, much, much broader, much wider than, community managers. Everybody's talking about how, like, all these community managers coming out of the woodworks, they seem to be woke as hell. Well, yeah, they were hired by a woke hiring manager. And the ideology looks to, multiply and reinforce its hive mind mentality. So when I put out my previous videos talking about how they indoctrinate in academia and infiltrate in the industry, this is the stuff I'm talking about. It doesn't take a lot of people or a well thought out conspiracy that everybody knows about to get an ideological, cultural upheaval to take place. You just have to look for people that are willing to carry water for you and give them enough information that they'll do the job that you want them to do. And so, this is why it's important that people should be looking deeper into the issue than just these day-to-day flare-ups of, idle gossip that we can all look at and say, hey, this is messed up. But, the community manager, be honest, as long as it stays out of Helldivers 2, I don't care. I don't care about their proclivities and their this and that. And if I have to stay off the Discord channel that I wanted to be a part of, then I'll just stay off the Discord. That's their own, insanity for having somebody who's so brazenly ideological in that position. But, we can't sit here and just assume that we're going to win every battle. This isn't a football game. We're not, it's not all one-sided, this or that. Like, people have freedom and liberty, and even that means the freedom and liberty to be completely up their ass and around the corner on certain ideas. And I know I'm not going to win a lot of viewers or friends in saying that, but, if we believe in freedom and liberty, then we have to believe in freedom and liberty. These people that we're concerned about on the other side, they're the ones who want to sit here and undermine you and cut you off at the knees so that you can never, scrape them if you, went out running and hit a rock and fell. So the best thing we can do is expose them for what they are and bring that to the light of day. But ultimately, if we just deal with the surface level issues, we're never going to get to the root cause. So please, I implore you, if you see this video, pass it along to somebody who has a much larger following than I do, because it's obvious that the work is not going to get where it needs to be with just me and honestly a few other people like Nerd Wars channel and Honey Badger Arcade kind of looking into the deeper aspects of these things. And I do appreciate the help that they've given me in recent weeks and months regarding this. Of course, Angry Badger comments on this stuff a lot as well and gets deeper into it when he does his live streams. And so those are definitely good resources. But, all I could say is if you are watching this and you are interested in the things I'm doing, please send me, some good vibes down in the comments about how you want me to continue on that work. Otherwise, I just kind of want to, do some stuff that I find to be a little bit more edifying and, actually, what I was doing before all this, insanity broke loose in the game industry at the surface level. And so today we are doing an awesome deck video about how I go about making my own YouTube content and the various open source softwares that I like to use and employ. And the reason I'm doing that is, number one, I've had to work on my audio arrangement and a few other things in my setup last few weeks. Also been doing some sideline work, and that was keeping me from, focusing on my bigger project that will be coming out as soon as possible. But along with that, the other day on X, Twitter, however you want to call it, someone was asking what people use to clip YouTube videos or download YouTube videos. And I just commented to them that I prefer to use OBS, which is what I'm currently recording this on right here, right now. So if we switch over to OBS, we can see one of the other programs I use. So let's go ahead and actually bring this to our main monitor so you can see what I've got going on here. And so in OBS, if you set up a browser in your sources, then you can quite literally grab a YouTube channel video and paste it here into your URL line on what you're going to have. And if we wait a second, we'll actually see what the video is. This is one of the videos that you can currently go and watch on Problematic White Guy if you're interested in seeing some of the things I do in my free time. This is it's more about the music that I constructed than it is the video. I did, of course, make the visual to go along with it, but it was more about actually doing a remix of a How to Destroy Angels track. This one's for On the Wing. How to Destroy Angels, of course, is Trent Reznor's side band for a number of years after he got married to Mary Quinn Mandig, and was also Alex Ross, and of course, Alex Ross? No, it was definitely him and his partners that, God, Brent and Atticus Ross. Sorry, Atticus Ross. Jesus, been up too long. And then it was not Robin Fink. That's one of their old guitarists. One of the guys who actually does the artwork. But either way, I'm getting on a tangent. So if you want to go check this video out, it's down in my video listings, down in the description, of course. But this is a video that I did a couple weeks back, a month ago, actually, looks like, that I put on the channel. And I constructed it using some stem files. And I was trying to think of music that I could use to actually do something for my Problematic White Guy channel and actually, get some opening intro music, which you're now hearing on this video for the first time, because I, shortly after this, ended up coming on a deal for a whole whole bunch of royalty-free music for $20. I got over 1,000 tracks for $20. And since I'm still very new to this and clearly just kind of learning as I go, even though I do have an art degree background, I hadn't been in college for like the last 10 years. And so like a lot of this stuff that I'm using now might as well be for the first time. But I just kind of wanted to show other people free open source softwares that you can get now and get started. And, you know, because if the game industry is going to go to hell, then, and you're concerned about what games you can play, don't worry about it. Just learn free software and make entertainment for yourself and for other people. That's kind of like one of the things I enjoy doing when I'm not playing Helldivers recently. But like I said, this right here, you can just go and put whatever URL channel you want, into OBS, and then you can actually run it from here. And the cool thing about this is, let me go ahead and close that out. When you are running the browser, there's this button right here, Interact, and this Interact button is going to be the way that you actually control what's going on the screen. Now, right here, since I'm not currently on the browser icon, the icon for viewable actor on the stage, as it were, you're only able to see that this is what's going to be queued up in there. Cool thing about this, and I will show you kind of what this stuff is after I go over how to set it up and where you're going to be using it in OBS. But yeah, so you can just take a video file from anything that's on YouTube, put it right there in the URL channel. I generally go and magnify the screen as large as possible, and then I will hit record. But I'm already recording now, so we're not going to have to worry about that. And since I'm trying to show the layout of how I do the work, that's the other reason why I'm not right now actually playing the video for you, but we'll get around to it soon enough. Then, of course, the other thing you can do, say you record your video from YouTube, and now you got it on your hard drive, and you want to do a little bit more with it, so you could always take it into an editor. What I generally use to do my edits, honestly, is just the free software that's included in Windows itself. And that, of course, is just the video editing software. And so you just, drop your video that you've now recorded from YouTube here into your project library, and then you bring it down here on the timeline, and you can quite literally just go through. And as you go through on the video, once you find a spot that you're ready to cut, like for a scene change, it's generally what I do. They've got this simple little split button right here. Do that, get this thing edited to the point that you want it, and then you just go and export it out, and you've got yourself a hopefully finalized video, or something that you can take into something like, over here, DaVinci Resolve. Now, I do a lot of stuff in DaVinci, but it's more for like doing layers and this and that, and actually I need to learn a lot more about this software right here. But this is also another open source software that is free or paid for if you find yourself mastering it and getting to the point that you actually want to do more with it. Then by all means, there is great value in the paid version, but even in the free open source version, you can get quite a lot done and take care of a lot of different things, especially with all the available free plugins that you can generally put in there. A lot of good people on YouTube teach people, teach everyone how to use the software more effectively. That's definitely how I'm making my way through it. I'm far from a master, but the last video I did with the scene from Face Off was actually done inside of DaVinci Resolve, where I was attaching and doing keyframes. There is much more advanced ways of doing it now that are a little bit more straightforward. But I was just doing the best I could with what I had to my disposal, and that was keyframing. And so that's definitely one of the better programs that I like to use. And then say like I've got this where I want it to be and I export it out again. I also use this program that is also open source called OpenShot. You can download this one using Google. But what I like to do, or whatever your internet browser might be, but if I want to go and have a fade, this software works really well for doing fades and also changing your export formats. So if you want it to be a different resolution, different key or different frame rate or anything like that, this works really well for that. And so that'd be one of those things that I also suggest is don't try to just learn one thing and try to do everything through that one thing, because that's where you're really going to start falling into deep holes that are hard to get out of. Some of these programs are better suited for certain things than others, and so I like to use the thing that will generally benefit me to use it, which is why more often than not, a lot of my projects will begin and end with using GIMP, either for making animatics, like the problematic white guy animatics all started in GIMP as PNG files, and just using a keyframe aspect ratio to make sure everything's lined up and centered and everything like that. So, you know, you're able to get a lot of stuff taken care of without really having to put a lot of money out. I mean, you're already going to have a camera, which hopefully if you got a laptop, it should be built into that. And, you know, a decent mic is going to run you around $100. I use a Blue Yeti currently, and it's on the mic stand now, which was like $11 on sale. So you don't have to have a whole bunch of money put out to get involved with making content for YouTube or Rumble or whatever video platform you like to use. I know X is starting to you know, make itself more available to various forms of media and monetization. So there are a lot of things out there that you could be using and could be doing that will get you pretty far a long way without having to put out a whole bunch of money up front. So to that end, go ahead and take a look at some of these things that I'm actually talking about. So this right here is a video file that I've been working on for the last week or so. Part of the reason that I've been gone because I've actually just been working on some stuff. And this right here is one of my interstitials that I'll either be using for loop feeds, you know, breakaway, cutaways, what have you, intro, outros, that sort of thing. I'm not sure if I've got the audio on it right now. It looks like I've got it muted. See if I can actually bring it on for a second. If I can actually hear anything. I don't know if I can. Oh, there it is. Yeah. So it's just a simple drum beat. It should be coming through in the recording right now. But you'll probably see this in some aspect more down the line when I'm actually working on more interesting projects. So I'm going to go ahead and mute that again really quick. And then let's go ahead and bring up the browser window again. There we go. And of course, we'll need our interact window right here. And yeah, we actually hear the music. Thankfully, I didn't get flagged when I made this remix. But if you want to record, obviously, of course, you want to set all this stuff up prior to, but since the music's already playing, I'm just going to show that you can actually, through the interact menu, you want to change to a theater mode, or as I like to do whenever I'm recording, go full screen. Of course, if you do theater mode, The nice thing about doing theater mode is you don't have to worry about having the little watermark show up. And I usually like to set everything up at the beginning and then hit the space bar to actually start playing so that you don't see the timeline bar and everything like that on the video itself. So, you know, this is what I use to clip videos, and then how I go about editing them and compiling them together to go into my actual YouTube work. So, like I said, I know this isn't probably what the algorithm wants from me, but this is actually like the stuff I was doing when this channel first began, and this is ultimately just a space for me to kind of flex my creativity and kind of like do some interesting stuff, and just try to be a little bit more artistic rather than autistic with my drilling down of you know, weird game development investigations. But with that said, I wanted to keep this video fairly short today, so I think with that, we're pretty good to go. So I would just simply say, if you have enjoyed what you've watched here today, by all means, feel free to lick that thumb button. And I'm just under 100 subscribers now. I think I'm right around 85. I don't think I'm quite at 85 yet. So if you want to push me over the limit, get me a little bit closer, so I can actually hit triple digits, that would be greatly appreciated. Of course, if you want to like help me rally against what I do to mess up my own algorithm, comment, like the video, do all that wonderful YouTube stuff. And other than that, you know, if you are interested in maybe collaborating with me, get a hold of me on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it. Just look for Problematic White Guy over there, and you can DM me directly. Or, of course, I've got my email available through this YouTube channel. But other than that, I hope you're all having a fun-filled day, and the remainder ahead is just as good for you as it has been. If not, I certainly hope it gets better. Also, have a wonderful week ahead. And with that, I would definitely say be awesome as always. And we will see you as soon as I get my next video out.